Hello, happy Monday. Welcome on in, my gorgeous darlings, to your weekly reading, your weekly goddess reading. So those of you who have been on this channel, I mentioned a couple weeks ago about a Patreon blooming into life. And that is very much almost at its peak. It's almost harvest time for that channel, or for that space of support and love and nurturing and guidance for the Goddess Collective, for the goddesses rising and all of us. So stay tuned for those messages. I'm going to make a separate video with all the information for that Patreon in there sometime this week, perhaps tomorrow. So just so you know, stay tuned. Stay tuned for the message on that. I'm really excited. It's going to be very inexpensive, monthly cost. So it's going to be available. But anyway, further news on that later on. So stay tuned for that video. But we're going to be pulling from Abraham Hicks today, getting into the vortex. So some mindset shifts, some mindset clarity, some mindset guidance for you on your journey. We're going to pull out 3. Oh, perfect. 2 came out and 1 came out earlier. So we have 3 cards here. And make sure to give this video a like if it resonates with you, if the messages align with you. And share the video to anyone else who you believe needs to hear these messages. To other fellow goddesses. But okay, so we have card 43. Why do I want the relationship I want? Why do I want the relationship I want? And before I read this on the back, this is a reoccurring theme I find from like last week even. A lot of focus on going inward, figuring out what you truly value, what you truly want to pursue and bring into this world. And then looking at the why. Why do you value certain things? Why do you want to bring into fruition certain things, certain relationships, certain desires? Focusing on the why and getting clear on that. So that's just been a reoccurring theme for all of us. But let's see. It says, think about what you want in a relationship and why you want it. Look for those around you who are experiencing good relationships and feel appreciation for them. Make lists of the positive aspects of these good feeling relationships you have spent time with. In fact, one of the fastest ways to make your way to a wonderful relationship is to find any subject that consistently feels good, even if it has nothing to do with relationships, and focus on that. Okay, I'll read that again. In fact, one of the fastest ways to make your way to a wonderful relationship is to find any subject that consistently feels good, so anything that feels good, even if it has nothing to do with relationships, and focus on that. That's amazing. So why do you want the relationship I want? Or why do I want the relationship I want? Why do you want the things you want? Making lists of how you can bring more of that. So maybe you're wanting more feminine relationships or goddess sisterhood relationships. The Patreon channel I'm creating will be a perfect opportunity for a lot of us goddesses to get together, create that sacred sisterhood, create that space where we can be vulnerable and open and receptive to each other, supportive and unconditionally loving. So yeah, focus on that. And create a list of the aspects you want in a person, in a relationship, in sisterhood. What are the qualities you're looking for? And then focusing on that and looking at your life currently and seeing, where in my life do I already have these qualities? And then just keep focusing on that and being grateful for the qualities already in your life, because that's the energy that's going to attract in more of that frequency. I love the colors on this too. It's like really pretty. Really pretty, peach and purple and nice colors. Okay, and then we have 21. A belief is only a thought I keep thinking. A belief is only a thought I keep thinking. So maybe you keep thinking the perfect relationship doesn't exist. I mean, every relationship is going to be imperfectly perfect. But maybe keep thinking women are untrustworthy. I cannot trust in sisterhood because women have abandoned me, or women have made me feel shitty in the past. Or maybe, man, I can't be in a relationship with a man because all men are dirtbags, or all men are douches, or, you know? So it's like, what are your beliefs around relationships, or around the genders that you want to create these relationships with, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's just a friendship, like a sisterhood bond, or whatever the relationship may be. What are your deep thoughts about it? You know, like, what do you hear in your mind when you think about going towards something or someone? What are the thoughts you keep thinking that are turning into a belief, an unconscious belief that is resisting what you really want? Okay, so this says, a belief is only a thought you keep thinking. A belief is only a thought you continue to think. A belief is only your habit of thought. It's only a practiced thought. A belief is only a thought that you think a lot. It sounds like Dr. Seuss. So if a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking, and you keep thinking a thought that is in opposition to what you want, and the reason you don't get what you want is because you keep thinking a thought that's in opposition of what you want. Well, that's a tongue twister, but literally, it's like, what are the beliefs you hold? What are the thoughts you think? Are they opposing what you truly want? And this reminds me of a book I was reading about bringing your priestess to life, stepping up into the divine feminine role in society. And one of the chapters was talking about this sister wound that we have, and this feeling of competition between women, and how it was created from society, obviously, through patriarchy and through trying to suppress the woman. Is we're taught to be in competition with each other. We're taught to envy the other. We're taught to be against one another. And that has caused a lot of like trust issues between woman and woman, right? Between sisterhood, because we might have experienced situations growing up where we were betrayed, or we were made fun of, or we were just looked down upon by other women, or maybe we compared ourselves a lot to other women. We're not smart enough, we're not pretty as the other, we're not skinny as the other, or all of these things, right? And it just creates this resistance towards building feminine relationships. And a lot of it lies unconscious as well. And the way to work through that is through noticing what resistance you have, what beliefs you have, what kind of competitive energy you have inside of you. And then opening your heart, setting that intention, that pure intention on, I am looking to create feminine relationships, or I'm looking to heal my sister wound, and I'm open to bring in more light beings, right? So it's kind of like setting the intention, or knowing what wounds you'll have within you, being aware of them, not letting them hinder you. So maybe there's opportunity for you to make bonds, to make relationships, friendships, but you don't go in that path. You don't follow those instincts because you have that fear, right? That sister wound fear. So following those fears, and allowing yourself to feel the hurt, feel the pain, feel the competition, feel whatever, allowing yourself to work through that, and then still being open and trusting in the universe that you are going to be supported by your sisters. And you're going to be seen, and you're going to be heard, and you're going to then have a better relationship with your sisters. So that's a huge one. That's a huge message there. Once again, that Patreon channel. Literally, the Patreon is a space for all of us divine feminine goddesses, priestesses, to get together, to support. It's all about community there. Community, guidance, love, and support. Those are the four main pillars of that group. So if that at all calls for you, make sure to stay tuned for that Patreon video, which most likely will be coming out tomorrow. All right, and lastly, we have card 10. This is a very pretty card. The essence of my envy. The essence of my every desire can be fulfilled. The essence of my every desire can be fulfilled. If your time-space reality has the wherewithal to inspire a desire within you, it is our absolute promise to you that your time-space reality has the ability to deliver in full manifested form the reality of the desire it has inspired. That was a tongue twister. These cards are just tongue twisters. The essence of any and all desires can be fulfilled unless you're holding yourself out of alignment with your own desire. The feeling of competition or shortage or limitation of resources means you're out of alignment with your own desire. That goes very well hand in hand with the previous message. This feeling of competition or shortage or limitation of resources means you are out of alignment with your own desire. And that, I love so much purple here. And purple is very priestessy. I feel like purple is a very like divine feminine priestess type color. But the essence of every desire can be fulfilled. So this message, the feeling of competition or shortage or limitation of resources. So why do you not have what you desire? Probably because you think you're lacking, because you think like you're not good enough. There's competition, right? Like you don't have what other people have and therefore you can't get what other people have. Or this limitation, like you limit yourself because you have these limiting beliefs. These beliefs that you keep thinking you're lacking, you keep thinking you don't have the experience, the knowledge, the capacity, the whatever the case may be. There's these beliefs, these limitations that we all have. We all have them. And that keeps us lacked. That keeps us out of alignment. That keeps us unable to get to where we're wanting to be. And in order to face these beliefs, once again, notice them and then combat against them, right? So every single person in this world suffers from self-doubt, right? At some capacity. I mean, people who have the morality and that feeling of, I guess, compassion, non-robotic people feel self-doubt at some point, right? Every successful person has felt doubt at some point, but they do not allow themselves to get caught up in that self-doubt, which is why they are successful, right? And that is the difference between successful people and not successful people. And I mean, success is very subjective. So everybody has their own definition of success. It can be as big or as little as you want. Success can be just having a minimalistic, beautiful, quiet life in like a quiet little town with your family. And that can be success, right? Or it can be making millions and having all these businesses and all this kind of stuff, right? So success is subjective. So figure out what success means to you. Don't look out of yourself to find what success means. Find or ask yourself, ask your inner priestess, your inner goddess, this version of you, this divine feminine that's growing within you. Ask her what success means to her. Because you might think, your mind might think success means something, but then your heart wants something else, or your heart is seeing success in a different way. And so that might be clashing. You might be trying so hard to do something because you think that is what success is, but really success is something completely different than what your mind thinks. So define your own definition of success, I would recommend, and then ask yourself what's keeping me from this success? What thoughts, what behaviors, what beliefs, what habits are creating resistance towards this success? Ask yourself. And that's a lot. Because yeah, truly, you have no limitation. You have no shortage. There is nothing you're competing against. You're only competing against yourself, right? This inner critic, this mind, these egoic thoughts, that's your only competition. You have no need, there's no need to compete with other people in the 3D world. because everyone's on different levels. Everyone's experiencing different lifestyles. Everyone has their own unique desires and their own unique expression of how they bring their life, their energy, their power to life. So you can't compete with anybody. There is nobody like you at all. So know that. And yeah, trust yourself. Trust yourself and know that you are worthy of anything your heart desires. But yeah, but that was a beautiful message. I hope it resonated with you, beautiful goddesses. Once again, stay tuned to the Patreon. No. Once again, stay tuned for that Patreon video that most likely will be out tomorrow, just giving details about what this community is all about. Very excited to launch it and to have you guys join and just be supportive with one another, because support is something we all need. Support is something we all need. And of course we can support ourselves because we are all we got, but having the extra support from external people is just so magical and amazing. So anyway, I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful week. We will catch you on Wednesday for your midweek goddess reading. And that's about it. I am sending my love and light as usual. Take care.